So live this morning because I wanted to do a video or get a video out today, but I have some errands that I'm going to be running with my mom, and I am just not going to, I'm not going to have time to get that done, but there's some things happening. Okay, we're good. There's some things happening that I'm really excited about, but I don't want to speak too much on because it may not happen. But if you are a Patreon, you may have somewhat of an idea of what has been going on with me. So if you're curious, you can check out those. You can, I guess, get more of a sneak peek than what I put out on my actual channel from time to time. But how's everybody doing this morning? Hey, Samantha. I just saw that you're on here. I know, I miss you too. I got my tea and my collagen. I have the door open over here. So the cats are out. Bandit's just chilling though. She doesn't like to be all the time, but she gets to go out more than the cats do, so. Glad to, like Bully Homestead said, glad to see everyone has survived the snow apocalypse. Yeah, it's still, I think I can't get out of my mom's driveway still. My little brother, who's parked behind me, his Challenger, has literally been stuck in the driveway. Him and my older brother tried everything that they could to get it out yesterday with no luck. So I don't know when we're going to be able to get out of the driveway. My mom can get out and my other brother can get out, but Levi and I haven't even tried. I don't want to risk it. My van's really heavy too, and I'm in an awkward position. So Pat said, good morning. I don't know about you, but I'm craving sunshine and the Gulf Beach. Me too. I'm 100% over this weather, mostly just because I can't drive anywhere. If I could leave in the van when I wanted to, that would be totally fine, but I'm stuck. So Auntie Ann said, we got stuck in our driveway yesterday. Thankfully, we were able to get out. Yeah, that's good. I feel bad for anyone who's stuck in their driveway. Levi's had to continue to go to work, but his boss has to come pick him up because he can't get out of the driveway. And he drives a big box truck, and he almost got that stuck in the driveway just pulling in. So we got a snow blizzard in Oregon too. That's crazy. The winter's insane right now. Pat Bryson did a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Pat. It's a beautiful morning here. Looks the same where you are. Good morning. Good morning too. Let's see. It's kind of bright, so it's hard for me to read the names. And I cannot pronounce your first half of that name, but Mayhem. Amanda said, California has lots of sunshine, at least here in Fremont. That's good. I have some friends in California, so I definitely want to visit California at some point during my travels. As you guys know, there's Dawn of Van Life, but there's some people that I used to work with and people I went to high school with that live in California. When's the trip to Juneau, Alaska? Probably not till sometime in the summer. Bonded Oak Acres, $5 super chat. Hope you're staying warm and safe. Thank you. Funny story. Yesterday, because I turned the heater off during the day, since the sun's out, it's plenty warm enough in here. And when the sun goes down, that's when it gets really cold. And so I plugged my heater back in, and it started working for about 5 minutes and then just shut off. And I was so upset. I had just put out a video talking about how amazing the diesel heater was, and then it just stopped working and I didn't know what to do. And so I was like preparing myself to move all the animals into my mom's house, and I asked my brother, because I was going to try and rewire it. I thought that was the problem, and I was going to ask my brother if he could help. And I was like, no, I don't want to bother him. And then he like came out to look at it, and he literally was like, you know that there's a fuse in that. I'll show it to you guys. It's it's the 12 volt charger thing, and so this part right here has a fuse on the inside, which I had no idea. So he just unscrewed this, replaced the fuse, and it started working again. So all I did was blow a fuse. So I was gonna literally rewire everything and I thought maybe a connection came loose, but it was just the fuse. So I learned something new. So now if that happens again, I'll know that it was probably that, but that was not fun. I was stressing big time. What's in the cup? I have some green tea, and then I drink collagen in my coffee or my tea every day. What brand? Oh, I don't know what brand it is specifically. It's blue and they have it at Walmart. Thank goodness for your brother. Yeah, thank goodness for that. He was just like, oh, it's probably this, and it 100% was exactly that. So very grateful that he was there to help me figure it out, because I probably would have reconnected everything, looked it up on YouTube, probably would have gotten told 5 million different reasons why it's not working, and that was probably the easiest thing. I just still learning. I didn't know that either. Thanks for sharing that info. Yeah, I had no idea that there was a fuse in there, which, I mean, makes sense, but I just didn't know. Hey, Des. I actually started using this collagen for a few days, and then I just stopped using it because I got lazy, but I bought it. It's not cheap. So this time I'm gonna use it every single day. My mom bought the same one at the same time. She's already through with hers and she had to buy more, but she said that it really helped her nails and her hair grow. So I'm excited for that. Des said, you look radiant as usual. Thank you, Des. I have so much to do today and I'm so excited, and I wish I could tell you guys about it, but I don't want to jinx it. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff on YouTube and on Instagram about like affirmations and like speaking things into existence. So you are wearing makeup, or are you always this perfect? I have leftover mascara on from yesterday. Other than that, I'm not wearing a lick of makeup. I actually just used my face wipes this morning because I forgot to last night. How cold does it get in your RV at night? Well, with the diesel heater on, it stays pretty toasty. It's nice and warm. I don't use regular blankets. I just get under my my throw blanket and I'm fine. Samantha said, yes, manifest everything. Oh, Samantha, I'm gonna text you after this. I texted her about the first option that I was or the first project thing that I was thinking about doing right now while I'm at my mom's, and it didn't work out. But something else has come along. So maybe that's something that I can work on. I don't know, we'll see. Did you use your heat all night? I do use my, especially right now with it being cold, the only time I have the heat off is during the day when the sun is out and it's warm enough in the van. Like right now the sun is, there's no clouds in the sky, so it's full sun, and I should actually be, well, I've been charging my batteries in the house, but every time the sun's out, I'm like, oh, I gotta put my solar panels out. But yeah, I leave it on all night. I had my Blue Eddy completely charged 100%, and I used it for 2 whole days, if not slightly longer than that, to power my heater pretty much 24/7, and then charge my batteries, and I edited a little bit on my laptop. And then the Jackery, I've had it in here for about a day and a half. It still has about 30% in it, and I've been running the heater and charging all my stuff as well, and I edited a video with that one as well. So both batteries last pretty long. The heater doesn't take a lot of energy to run at all. Rate the comfortability of the van from 1 to 10, 10 being recommended. Honestly, without the pets, I would give it a 7. And I say 7 because I don't have constant power. I have to use my battery banks, and I also don't have a shower or a real bathroom. So those are 2 big, huge comforts that I feel like if I had real stuff like that, of course it would be a 10, but that's not the case. But other than that, like, this van is amazing. Like, it's definitely comfortable. I don't necessarily have an issue with the animals. I just feel bad when Bandit's all laid out and I have to make her move so I can get into the cabinets. Good morning, Sweet Bandit. Love that his tail's wagging. Everyone always refers to Bandit as a he, which I get because Bandit's probably more of a boy name, but Bandit's actually a girl, and I named her that because when she was a puppy, it looked like she had, I guess the black around her eyes was a lot more definite, and she looked like a robber, so I named her Bandit. Go up and down the east coast of Florida. I mean, I pretty much did. I stopped at Tampa, then shot my way to the west coast. I mean, I don't know why I always do that. I went down the west coast all the way to Tampa, then I shot down to the east coast, and I was from Key West, the lowest point in the United States, I think, and then I went all the way up the east coast pretty much. I just didn't stop. When I left Miami, I just kept going. I wanted to stop in Daytona Beach. I wanted to stop in there was another place that I passed that I really wish I would have stopped at, but I just wasn't in a good spot to be trying to enjoy something when I know I wouldn't have. So I just decided to just come all the way home. Des, a $200 super chat. Glad to see you looking super relaxed. I love you. Thank you so much, Des. I so appreciate that. You just, now I want to cry. Darlene Powell said Florida. There are so many nice places to stop. Yeah, for sure. It's beautiful there. I absolutely loved it. I saw on Unstoppable Morgan posted on Instagram and said that she's looking for land there. I haven't watched her video, but I can say that when I was there, when I was in Key Largo, I was 100% like, I could totally live here. If I lived there though, I'd probably want to live on a boat. I think that would be really cool. John Sand said, where did you get Bandit? Bandit was actually a Christmas gift to me in Christmas 2017, and she came from a farm. Kelly Golnick did a $2 sticker, so it's cool pair. I'm loving all the pairs. They're always pairs. Do you think a long-haired cat would make it traveling in Florida or California? Honestly, I follow the other van lifers that have cats, one being a long-haired cat, and I mean, the cat seems to be doing fine. Sue said, did you get your air fixed in the van? No, it still needs to be fixed. I think it's just the pulley though. It's not the compressor. So I just have to replace that one part. And right now I'm saving money. And so by the time summer rolls around, I'll be able to replace that and I'll be good to go as far as AC. But I'm also saving for like AC that I can use, kind of like, it's almost made very similar to the heater that I have, but it's ran on batteries. And I've looked into it a little bit, but right now that is what I'm considering using for AC during the summertime, as opposed to just like only relying on the AC in my van, because that only works when it's running and I don't run my van all the time. You got a reason to go back and soak up some more. Yeah. I would love to learn how to drive a boat, buy a boat, and live in the Keys on a boat. Am I able to eat healthy on the road? It's actually yes and no. Not in the sense that I would like I am really into eating, like I like cooking meat. I like eating more fresh vegetables and stuff like that. I don't have a fridge and I don't have my cooler with me, so it's been a challenge eating healthy, but I do try and eat as healthy as possible. Like I buy the good peanut butter, healthy jelly, like good bread, and I eat a lot of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I eat a lot of I eat a lot of Auntie Anne's SpaghettiOs, which aren't regular SpaghettiOs make my stomach hurt, and Auntie Anne's doesn't. So I would say that they got to be somewhat more healthy. Pat says, I lived on a sailboat in St. Pete, Florida. I love it. I get to look back on it now with great memories. I'm sure. I love following channels of couples and that live on sailboats. It's so fascinating to me, and I've always had a great love for the ocean, so I definitely could see myself living like that. Samantha said, I have an easier time eating healthy because I cook more and I can't bake pizza or cookies. Exactly. Like if I was able to if I had a fridge, then I would be able to cook more. So right now I'm also, a few things I'm saving up for are my AC, and I want to get solar power, like solar on mounts and batteries, so that I can get like a refrigerator and have the ability to eat the way that I would prefer to eat. So those are a few things that I'm saving up for. So there will be some renovating in the future, or possibly a whole new vehicle in the future. We'll see. The fridge helps for sure. Oh yeah, I definitely agree. Even having the cooler was nice, but then the ice melts so fast, and right now it probably lasts a little longer, but also I have the heater, and keeps it so warm in here that I'm sure it would melt just as fast as it did in the summer. Jesse Wally did a $3 sticker with a pair, another pair with the thumbs up. Thank you. Paul said, Samantha, hey girl, that silver dress looks amazing on you. Yes, Samantha has been so glamorous in her videos and on her Instagram lately, and I'm here for it. It's definitely inspiring. I've been slacking on going to the gym, so I'm doing a March Madness challenge, and I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to go to the gym at least 5 days a week, or work out 5 days a week, either way. But I was definitely in a slump for a few weeks, but I'm out of that, and I'm ready to get back on track. Samantha said you can rack mount close to 800 watts of solar in the van. Oh, sorry, not Samantha. In the van roof. This can direct run 500 BTU on a low, good quality. I don't even think I would need 800 watts. I feel like I could do with maybe like 200 to 300 watts and it'd be fine. Debbie said every store in Texas has no food or nothing. I mean, I'm from Texas, so all my friends live in Texas. There are certain areas that are just completely sold out of everything, but there are other areas that are pretty much fine. Rooster857 did a $5 super chat. It's nice to see you smiling again. Thank you. James Shoemaker said, are you still planning on being at the meetup in Oklahoma? No, I went over that in a previous video. I will not be at the meetup in Oklahoma. Samantha and I are actually talking about doing a more van life focused meetup somewhere in the near future. I just mounted solar on my RV and it powers my fridge. So cool that the sun provides power for my RV. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I've been watching a lot of different types of tiny house on wheels, if you will, like anything for, like, I know Donna Van Life is really wanting to do a box truck conversion, so I've came across a few box truck conversions and followed some people on Instagram, and also like short buses and stuff like that. It's pretty amazing what you can do with such a small space and live your life in such a free form. Paul Honeyman did a £5 super chat. Need to keep hot drinks coming. I drink tea all day, every day, and it gets me going. Lots of caffeine. My Indiana Homestead did a $2. I thought that was like a name, and I was like, I'm gonna mispronounce this, but it did a $2 sticker of a fox. That's the first time I've seen a super sticker that wasn't a pear, but it is cute. Walmart has car fridges for cheap. That could be a temporary solution for now. The only reason I wouldn't want to do that is because doesn't it have to be plugged into a 12 volt? Because I honestly, I start my car once a day just to start it and make sure that it's not dead because it's so cold, but I haven't driven since I pulled up into my mom's driveway. I haven't gone anywhere. Choo Choo said, why, what's happened in Texas? Just the whole huge winter snow and pipes busted and like everything's closed and people can't drive anywhere. It's just been crazy. How are you from Houston? Have you short bus conversions are awesome. Yeah, I found one short bus conversion in particular that I fell in love with, and her name is, I think, like Pedal the Bus on Instagram. She bought a short bus and she painted it purple, and I love how she did the inside. It's super cool. It's one of like the smaller short buses that you can buy with only the 4 windows, which I don't see very often at all because they're so small, but I would prefer something like that as opposed to the bigger buses. Paula said, could you get a solar panel and run a fridge off your Jackery? I could, but if I'm gonna invest in the solar, I want to do it right. So I would want to have something that was separate from the Jackery and from my Bluetti so that I could use those for more of like blow drying my hair or curling my hair or charging my phones and using my laptop, so that I can just solely rely on the solar for things like a fridge or of any type of appliances or stuff like that I have to keep plugged in constantly. Clarinda Young said it was bad here in Texas. Yeah, some places got it hit really hard. Paul Honeyman said, Jaylena, as an Englishman, I get to say this, but tea, yuck, give me coffee or hot Beauvale any day. I love tea. But I put cream and sugar in my tea, so it's not just straight up tea. P. Kel said, do you talk to Morgan from Unstoppable Morgan? I don't really. I've commented on her stuff, but we don't necessarily communicate. Debbie Long said, I love that bus too, and it's purple. Yeah, I fell. Barbie said, prayers for people in Texas. Yes, 100%. Bobby Younce did a $20 super sticker. You are amazing with the pair. Thank you. And Seaberg did a $10 super chat, starting a solar fund for you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm doing my very best to save as much money as I can and really like be able to live as comfortably as possible. So I am excited. I've literally been like, okay, well, until I get my fridge in here, I think I can live off of ramen. So we're really trying to pinch pennies here. Brenda said, have you ever watched Where's Brittany's YouTube channel? She has a mini. Yes, I love her bus too. I started following her on Instagram and I did see that she had a YouTube channel. So I really like her bus as well. Choo Choo said, are you single? I am 100% single, but I'm definitely not ready to mingle. I am enjoying my own company and my fur babies. That's all we need right now. And Halo just fell off of the dash and she's stuck. Oh, it's like having kids. And now she's making a mess. I'm glad we deal with below 0 temps every year and didn't have to suffer through. Yeah, some of the stories I've heard from the van, I would get solar panels that I can mount on top of the van. The panels I have now, like for my Jackery and my Bluetti, are not meant to be outside all the time. They're just not made for that. Joe said, finally made it to your live. Yay! Frank did a $5 super chat. I'm going to Daytona March 4th to go back to Florida. I'll bring 2 100 solar watt panels for you if you want. Oh, wow. Thank you. That would be amazing. Marshall says that there are refrigerators that are designed to run off solar panel. They sip energy. Yeah, I've actually, looking at other people's conversions, the people that do have fridges, I've seen I guess the open top ones that look more like coolers, that they are 12 volt and they turn on and off, so it conserves a lot of energy, and that's probably something that I would go for. Joe said, I have a 4-window schoolie and love it. Sitting at a Petro truck stop in Las Vegas, actually waiting on a fridge to be delivered. Haha, that's funny. So ironic that that's literally what I was talking about. Joy Blessed Life, hey. Paul Honeyman said, hey, Bandit's doing a photo mom behind you. Yeah, she does that. Samantha said, I love Where's Brittany. Yeah, Samantha is actually the one that told me about her channel. But I did find her on on Instagram too. Chuck E said, Jaylena, welcome to Nashville. Good luck with your van life. Thank you. Kelly said, have you thought about putting an event fan? I have, and that may be something that I do, but I wouldn't want to solely rely on the fan as a form of like air in the summertime, because I don't know where I'll be, and I'm sure that it's going to be hot, and I can't I will not leave the animals in here if it's too hot. But I think if I had the AC, it is a little bit pricey. It's not too expensive, but it is pretty expensive. So I feel like for me, it's worth the investment, but maybe do the fan as well on the days when you don't necessarily need to run your AC. Just save energy and open the fan, you know? James said, good for you, Jaylena. Have all your lives and take your time. 100%. Just taking it day by day. You can get solar panels that fit in your front window. I could probably throw up like my Jackery solar panels on my dash when I'm not driving. And then I've seen like that girl with the pedal bus. She puts her Jackery panels on her bed when she's driving because the windows in the back let in plenty of sunlight. A lot of people from Florida in here. Choo said, is it not scary sleeping in your van? It depends on the area that I'm at, but then half the time I don't necessarily know the area that I'm staying in. But I've never felt unsafe sleeping in my van, and if I do feel unsafe in a particular spot or area, I move on. I don't stay there. I follow my gut. Whenever I was coming back from Florida, I stopped at a Love's, and they had signs everywhere that said like minimum 2-hour parking. So I went inside and asked, because I've done that before, and they're like, oh, don't worry about it, you can sleep over. And I went inside and asked, and they were like, oh, well, no, we don't allow it. And then she was kind of like, what if you like sleep closer to as far away as possible? They may not say anything, which I didn't want to risk. So I kept driving, went to a different Love's, and I felt super comfortable. That Love's was bigger, it had the dog park, and we wound up staying overnight in that Love's, and I felt so much better. Barbara said, Jaylena, I can see you in a small bus. It would fit your personality perfect. It would give you a lot of options of both you and the fur babies. Have a great day, young lady. Hugs. Hug Bandit for me. Thank you. I could definitely see there's so many different options. I would love to do like a bus or like a ProMaster or something like that. Would be like a dream come true. Oh no, am I buffering? Joy Bless Life said, we use our Max Air fan year round, so around so much more than an AC. Well, that's interesting. I will have to look into the Max Air thingy. Okay, so is it better now? Snoopy said, are you heading from Nashville to Daytona next? If I do go back to Florida, it won't be straight to Daytona. I don't know exactly where I will be going if I do go back to Florida, but I don't. If I go back to Florida, my best friend Jessica will be coming with me. She has never been to a beach other than Galveston, which was the same for me a few years ago. And so she really wants to go. She has been out of work for a while. This is the last month that she has to kind of like slack off because she's going to have to start working again. And so if I do go back to Florida, she will be coming with me. I will only be able to be gone for a few weeks before I have to take her back. So it probably, I mean, I went from Pensacola all the way to Key West and back up the east coast in less than 2 weeks, I think. So if we had 3 weeks, I think we could get a decent amount of stuff done. But that would mean that we would have to drive from Dallas to Florida. So we'll probably wind up like taking that same route, but I want to go more into, there's a few spots that I found on Instagram that I want to visit while I'm in Florida this time that I didn't get to visit last time. Choo Choo said, doesn't your cat run away? No, they pretty much, literally the doors open and they are all inside. They will go outside for a little bit, explore, and when they're done, they come back inside, and they don't run away. They are perfectly fine. I wouldn't do that in a more, I only do that when I'm at my mom's house. I know it's safe here. If I'm at a friend's house, if it's like like if I'm parked on the street, I won't do that. If I'm at a gas station, I won't do that. I only do that when I know that it's comfortable. We're very secluded, and I know that they aren't going to go very far, and that there's no chance of them like getting taken or getting hit by a car or anything like that. I saw someone say something about, oh, Debbie Long said, I saw a ton of ProMasters for sale cheap in Texas, Jay. I will have to look into that. Seaberg said, I just bought a Max Air fan, but I haven't installed it yet. I figured I'd be able to use it quite a bit and save on not needing to run an AC. I have heard good things and bad things about the Air Max. The only thing for me is, like I've said before, I would probably be fine without an AC. I've lived in much worse conditions, but I don't want the animals to be stuck in a hot car with just a fan. I would want them to at least have AC if I need to go grocery shopping or go in the gym for a couple hours, stuff like that. You could have her fly out to meet you. She doesn't have a whole lot of money. She has been living literally this past year on everything that she had in savings because she was furloughed, and then whatever she's getting on unemployment. So I don't want her to have to spend the money, and I have to go to Dallas anyways. I have a sponsorship that I will be doing soon, but the product was mailed to a friend of mine in Dallas's house, and a friend of mine's house in Dallas, so I have to go pick it up, and it's kind of big, so I'm not going to ask them to ship it to me. Jaylena, vans are cool. Back in the 60s, a young man we had a hippie wagon. Say vans are good. Did you go Blowing Rocks Preserve when in Jupiter, Florida? No, I didn't. No one told me about that. And I didn't really like look up places necessarily when I was there, and I think that was a mistake on my part. I wish I had done a little bit more research. My mindset was like, I want to go to the beach, and I didn't think driving from Tampa to Jupiter was probably one of the most beautiful drives I've ever driven, but the whole entire way there was 2-lane highways, and so I don't drive very fast, and it's either you get stuck behind someone slow or people are zooming around you, and I'm not one to zoom around someone unless they are going extremely slow. Julie said, how old are the cats in Bandit? Halo, the white one, is 5, BB is 3, and Bandit is also 3. Let's see, I'm a little bit behind. What are you, Dr. Hannah, are knowing as that you are down now? Hope you're online back to your fun self. I'm not sure I understand that comment. I think the Max Air fan would definitely make life easier. Ours works great, and we travel with 2 kids and a dog. Well, I will definitely be looking into that and looking at reviews for that. Auntie Ann said I meant not humid. Johnny said, Jaylena, if you don't mind me asking, how much is the insurance on the van a year? I think it's $40, but it's just liability, I think. I'm not positive. Is it a boring drive? From Tampa to Jupiter? It wasn't boring. It was beautiful. Like, the scenery was so beautiful, and I had one of my favorite albums playing, and honestly, at that point in time, I was like in a really good place, and I feel like that made a difference too, to where it was just like everything around me was so beautiful, and I would just felt so happy and so content making that drive. And I definitely wish that I could have stopped somewhere along a national park too. I'm not sure, or a forest or something. Lori said, what are your plans for getting your car? You guys will see that, or you guys will find out about that in the future. Just be patient. Choo Choo said, I'm new to the channel, so do you basically travel the country in your van? That's the goal. I haven't gone too many places as thus far, but yeah, that's the goal. I just finished building it out. What about installing a 12-volt rooftop air unit? Would that be like is that like the RV, like what they would have in like RVs? Because I thought about that, but I feel like I mean, I would consider it, but I feel the AC that I found literally is about the same size as the heater, and I can install like the heater in one, like, because I won't have that until maybe either this summer, or like if I have another vehicle, I'll be installing that. So it's the same size as the heater. It's very small, and it does need to be vented out of the van as well, just like the heater does. But it takes up so much less space, and I think it'd be way easier to install. So it may be a little bit more expensive. I think so. It's about $1,000, but that's, I think, with hook it straight up to like the battery banks that I have for the solar panels. I don't know. We'll see. Paul said check Marketplace and Craigslist to get used AC units. I have been on, I don't really get on Craigslist. I prefer Marketplace. So I have been on there the last few days a lot. Living giant in a tiny house. Are you still planning on going west? Yes, 100%. If I do to Dallas, and then after that, definitely heading west. And I wonder why it's buffering so bad. I wonder if I'm connected to my mom's Wi-Fi. That may be it, because I'm outside and it's still trying to pull connection. Go Hog said, good morning. Someone may have asked this, but are you happy with your van choice? Would you pick something else? Since you've been on the road, I'm van shopping and will be driving solo. Thanks. I love the color of the van. The green is one of my favorite colors, so I definitely love the color, and I wouldn't even think about painting it. Okay, I'm not on Wi-Fi, so that's not it. It keeps reconnecting on my part too. I wonder why. I usually have really good service right here. I wonder if it's because the phone is in the sun. I don't know. Let me be too hot. I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Let's cool it down over here a little bit. Will you update your P.O. box? I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to get another P.O. box, just because someone would have to handle it for me, because I'm not going to be in town all the time. I'm literally on the road, so, and I don't necessarily like need anything that, I don't know. And I know that people want to send cards and stuff like that, so maybe I'll get a P.O. box, a small one, but only for like people who want to send cards and letters. I don't know. That's a possibility. Maybe something I do again in the future. If you were asking about the choice in vehicle, not the color, I mean, I like this van. I did my video of all the things that I wish I would have done differently in this particular van, but it had nothing to do with the van itself per se. It was more of the build. Like, I wish I would have built it differently, I guess. Sorry guys, I'm trying to get this to where I don't have to hold it. Is it still cold in Nashville? I think it's supposed to be in the 40s or something today, so it's not as cold today. The van itself, make, model, and year, would you buy it again? I probably wouldn't buy it again, no, just because I have lived in it, and it's not that it's bad. I think I think it'd be a great van for anyone who didn't have a big dog within, and, you know, I think the cats are fine, but me personally, just after living in it, I probably wouldn't buy this same van again. But had I to do it all over again, being where I was at the time with the budget that I had, I would definitely buy this exact van again and do it again. I wouldn't have bought something different knowing what I know now. That's such a weird question. How long have you had a driver's license? Any points on it? Well, I've had my driver's license since I was a teenager, and I mean, just follow the law. I don't know. I've never had anybody ask me that question before. That's funny. Um, Odin's Locks. I just wanted to stop by and say good morning. Good morning. Delaney said, I want to buy a new fan. Aren't the fan, I'm pretty sure those max fans can get up to like $600. So for an extra $400, I can get a legit AC. I think I would go with the AC. Auntie Ann said Hampton was a great fan, and I love this fan, and it's still in really good condition. So I mean, if I wind up getting a different vehicle in the future, I know that this van will make someone really happy and comfortable, especially with the heater and stuff. It's great. Let's see. Lorna said, good morning from Washington State. Good morning. That's my home state. Marshall said, how's the heater working out for you? Been warm, I hope. Yes, it's been extremely warm. It woke me up because it was so warm this morning. So I had to turn it off and open the doors. At first I just opened the window and it was still pretty toasty, so I opened the doors, and now we're fine. Bandit and BB are so cute. Look at them. They're just laying with each other. They're really good buddies. They love each other. Ooh. Let's see. Kelly said, wow, I didn't know the fans were that expensive. That's for like the nice ones, like I guess the name brand, like really good ones. Apparently, I don't necessarily know a whole lot about them, but just probably like off brand or not as big or for whatever. So I've thought about this because that is definitely something to think about. I could buy another heater, and so the only reason why I wouldn't take this heater with me and buy a new one is because of the way that it's installed. You have to like cut certain things, and you need certain amounts of like the piping and stuff, which you could totally just go buy new ones at like Home Depot or something. But if I sell the van, took the seat out and cut through the van, so I would probably wind up leaving the heater in here. And my mom may wind up buying this van if I ever do sell it. She really wants it. I don't know though. That may be something that she's not able to do at that time, and if I need the money for something else, then I'll definitely sell it to whoever wants it. So, Jeannie McGovern did a $20 super chat. Thank you so much, Jeannie. Robert said, what are you doing with your car? I actually am going to be dealing with that sometime very, very soon, which you guys will see that in the future. So just be patient. Bearded Mouth Breather said, did you have any problems parking overnight in Florida? No, not at all. I parked there's some places that Samantha found, but that we were able to park on the street overnight for free in Jupiter. And then when we were in like Miami and stuff like that, we just paid for parking the whole time and slept overnight in the parking lots, because you can pay for the day, which is like $6 or something, $6 to $12. I don't remember exactly the amount, but then you get the whole day, and then after 6 o'clock it's free, and you can park overnight in certain places for free there. So no, I didn't have any trouble parking in Florida, and if I couldn't find somewhere, I would just go to a Love's. Living Giant in a Tiny House at a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Joanne said, "Hey girl, I said when you got Hampton, that Dodge would be good if you take care of them. Ever get your package from Kentucky sent in January? Anything that was sent to me since I left Oklahoma, I have not gotten. I haven't been back there since. So, I will be getting all that stuff soon. I just haven't yet." Arthur said, "How did you come up with the name for Bandit?" When Bandit was a puppy, so she has black around her eyes, and when she was a puppy, she was it was much more prominent, and so she looked like a bandit, so I named her Bandit. She's probably like, "What? You talking to me?" Joy Blessed Life said, "I would leave the heater and install a new one. The buyer might appreciate the heater." Yeah, and I agree too on that, especially since I installed it to like specifically fit the area that it's in, which, so I mean, it'd probably be easier just to install a new one, like buy a new one and install a new one, and as opposed to trying to take this one out. And I do think that it adds value to the van as well. Rhythm and Live said, "We live in DFE area on 10 acres. If you ever need a place to park for an extended," why can't I read this morning? "Extended period of time, you're welcome here." Thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, DFW. Okay. Carol Long said, "How long have you had your channel?" I've had like behind the scenes of a different channel to, or I went from like hair and makeup to behind the scenes of a different channel to me helping my friend renovate her kitchen. But it wasn't like, I didn't really dive into the whole van life thing until July of last year, and I feel like that's when my channel really took off, in my opinion, as far as like just how far I've come in all of that. L2 Cotton said, "Hi, I grew up in Nashville. I'm living south of Franklin now." That's awesome. I love the Nashville area. Sandra said, "Have you heard from Samantha?" Samantha was actually in the chat earlier, but yeah, we keep up with each other on Instagram, and we text every now and then. Leanne said, "You look so happy and so content. I'm happy for you. Keep up whatever you're doing and keep loving yourself. You're a great person. God bless." From the Cotner family in Jackson, Tennessee. Thank you. Auntie Anne's back. Choo Choo said, "Would you ever hike the Appalachian Trail?" I don't know that I am much of a long distance hiker. I admire people that do it, and I love hiking, but I don't think I'm much of a backpacker. Sorry guys, I gotta finish my tea because I got collagen in there and I gotta drink it all. Maria said, "I just started watching your videos. You seem awesome and genuine. We should definitely meet up once I get my van and build it out." Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'm always curious to see other van lifers and stuff, and I've been doing my best to follow a lot of fellow van lifers and just people who are living an alternative lifestyle kind of similar to what I'm doing on Instagram. Instagram's my favorite platform. I'm most active on my Instagram, so if you have an Instagram, you can find me at Jaylena.Darcell, and the information's usually in my video description, but I definitely am on Instagram a lot, more than anything else. L2 Cotton said, "I own 15 acres. You're welcome to park here anytime." You guys are just so kind. A day hike? Well, yeah, I would totally be down to do a day hike, but I couldn't do the whole thing. Purple Tulip said, "Good morning from Orlando, Florida." Lots of Florida people here. Joy Blessed Life said, "You could do the Appalachian Trail in parts too, not the whole trail." Yeah, I see, like, I could do that, and I would love to do that, but I wouldn't do the whole thing. Jeremy said, "God bless and safe travels." Like Like watching your channel. If you ever come through Indiana, holler, say hello. Yeah, for sure. I definitely am planning on going to like every state. But every time it moves, then it starts buffering again. Y'all talking about this window's moving? Living giant in a tiny house that you have plans on coming through Kingman, Arizona. You can always stay at the TA Petro location and on my property in Golden Valley, Arizona. I will be going through Arizona. I just don't know exactly where. Alina Combs said, does your diesel heater keep you warm overnight in the cold? The diesel heater is a godsend, and so far it's gotten down to almost 0 degrees, and we have stayed in the van every single night because Bandit sheds like it's unbelievable amounts of hair, and so I feel bad because I don't want to take her inside my mom's house, so we've been staying in the van, which has been fine. Like, we've stayed super warm and cozy and snug. Like, it's worth the money. And I left a link to that exact diesel heater in my van tour video that I just did the other day. That one was a little bit cheaper than the one that I bought, but it's literally the exact same one. So you can get them anywhere between 130 to 200 bucks. Maria said, heck yeah, girl, I've been planning for a couple of years now, and I'm finally pulling the trigger this year. I'll go give you a follow, lovely. Thank you. And yeah, do it for sure. And if you are on Facebook and you are not already, I highly recommend the Solo Female Van Life group on Facebook, and it's for girls only, and we're all interested in the same things. It's an amazing group, and I love it. Debbie Long said, I fought the elements in Texas at 67, took care of 3 pups and a cat, and we survived. That's amazing. My heart goes out to everyone in Texas right now. Harper Pritchard said, please say hi to me. Let's see. Joy Blessed Life said, I used to be a Floridian for over 20 years now in the Smoky Mountains resident. So you guys know I had a friend traveling with me for a few days whenever I was in Florida, and we were in the Keys, and we were walking, we had just got done eating, and we were walking down like the strip in Key West, and he was like, so has anyone asked you, has anyone warned you about the Florida man yet? And I was like, what? And he's like, asked you about the Florida man yet? And I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was joking because there's a lot of headlines that say like Florida man or Florida woman did this. Like, I saw the other day, it said like Florida woman arrested for stabbing a man with a squirrel, like crazy stuff like that. But I had no idea what he was talking about. But ever since then, I see Florida man this and Florida woman this all the time, and it's so funny. Jaylena, are you subscribed to Catherine Gregory? Yes, I do watch her videos. I love her channel a lot. So yeah, I am subscribed to her. When you go and she's down there now. Yeah. I was probably in that same area most of the time that I was in Florida. The Wickershire Project said, once we get the cabins up, parking lot, studio finished, you're always welcome. Free stay unlimited until you're sick of the cow smell and the farm areas around. Thank you. Christian Walker said, love your channel. Come visit. You would love the Smoky Mountains. Be safe out there. Much love from Christy in Jefferson County, Tennessee. I would love to visit the Smoky Mountains. Living giant in a tiny house. So where are you planning next? I don't know, you guys. I literally have no idea. Bonnie BB Smith said, hey, from England. That's awesome. Greenhorn 1 Acre did a $10 super chat just to support your van life journey. Thank you so much. That is going to my solar fund, so I can not have to rely solely on my Jackery and my Blue Eddy. Troy's Family Farm said, ever thought about visiting the Gulf Shores at any... anyways, hello from Mobile, Alabama. To tell you the truth, I don't know. The whole time in Florida, I was so focused on like being a beach bum, and it was great and I enjoyed it, but I definitely got my fix as far as beaches go, and I wanna see some more nature. Bonnie said, how can I follow you on Instagram? You can find me on Instagram at jaylena.darcell, and it's spelled how it sounds. It's Darcell. Ride with me said, are you going to any of the van life meetups? I don't know about any van life meetups. I would totally go to van life meetups if I knew about them. Maybe that's something I'll have to just look up, but I don't know about any. Maria said there's a radio show in Pittsburgh that had an over a year streak of doing stories about naked Florida man or woman doing something crazy. Yeah, it's so funny. Do I like the Blue Eddy or a Jackery better? I like the Jackery because it charges faster and it's much lighter, and so it's easier to take around with me. But the USB plugs on the Jackery are both broken, so I can't even use that. And on the Blue Eddy, it's a lot heavier, it takes a lot longer to charge, and when it's fully charged, it does last a little bit longer than the Jackery. So there's definitely pros and cons on either one, but the Jackery is cheaper, and so it's a little bit more practical in that sense. Dan in a Can just did an update video and showed the wiring of his solar setup. He made it look super easy to do. I will have to check that out, Amanda, because I know that once I start on this solar journey, I'm going to be learning so much because I have no idea what I'm doing. But I know, like, I've watched Dawn rewire all her stuff, and I know it can be done. I just have to really pay attention and teach myself for sure. Living Giant in a Tiny House said, I'm hoping to get my channel built up and good like your channel. Any ideas? My best advice for anyone wanting to grow their channel is to just be yourself, be active, and post as often as possible. Avoid white van meetups offering free candy. The free candy is not what will get me. Kittens is what will get me. Like free kittens, kitten pets. Maria said, would you suggest starting with the Jackery? If you don't have the budget for, say, like the big solar panels that you mount on the roof, yeah, I think starting with the Jackery is a great way to save money in that aspect instead of going all in on like the big solar panels and the batteries and all that stuff. Marshall D said that he would recommend getting both of what I have now to start out with. They work great. Yeah, in the when I have full sun, the Blue Eddy's solar panels that they came with, they're a lot smaller than the Jackery solar panels, and they pull, that one panel folds out into like 4 or 5 small squares, and it pulls 180 watts. The Jackery solar panels between the two only pull 160 watts. So you have to have both of the big panels out for the Jackery to get 160, and the Blue Eddy one does 180. So both are, like I said, have the pros and cons. Amber said, I hope you have roadside assistance. I've heard Spot is good. I have AAA. Steven said, how are the roads in southern Tennessee? I'll be heading up that way soon. Honestly, I don't know, because I've literally been just at my mom's house, and the only place we've gone so far is Walmart, so which is like 3 miles away. So the roads were pretty bad the other day, but I haven't been out on the roads in a few days, so I couldn't tell you. Maria said, awesome. Thanks, babe. I've been wondering that, and thank you, Marshall. Yeah, for sure. Oh, Halo's like licking her paws, and she just like shook it out and it landed all over me. Gross. Katie R. Taylor said, almost missed you. Good morning, Jaylena. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Good morning. Soulfly says, how much does the Jackery cost? So the Jackery has different ones. So they have smaller ones that are a lot cheaper, and then they have I think they may even have one that's bigger than the one that I have, but I'm not sure. You can just go to their website and it shows you how much everything costs, the solar panels that they have. I haven't looked in a while, but they have different ones that you can get. So whatever your budget is, they'll probably have one for your budget. Ridge Life said, howdy all, eating some lunch, watching the snow melt. I wish the snow would melt a lot faster. Yeah, Auntie Anne's like the best moderator in the game. Nicole said, shoot, I missed most of your live. Yeah, sorry, I wanted to do I was gonna do a day in the life with me today, but I'm doing some things that I don't necessarily want to put out there yet until later on, so I figured I would just go live with you guys. Diane said, me and my sister are fans from Omaha. Did I say that right? Love following your travels. We have 6 inches of snow this morning already. Jeez. I'm over the snow. Paul said, I agree. Auntie Anne should be on salary from YouTube with all the work she does for them. Yes. Brenda said, good. Sam's roadside's best. In many cases, covers unlimited tows throughout the year. RV, auto, fifth wheel, get discounted on their RV parks also. Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Jeremy Law says, are you on unemployment or do you do this on donations to help you? I actually, YouTube's my full-time job, so it's not the donations, it's just the YouTube in general. But I'm not on unemployment because I do YouTube full-time. So I was doing YouTube before the virus hit, and I'm still doing YouTube, so I was never furloughed or anything like that. Joy Blessed Life said, the roads in the Smokies are okay unless you go into national parks and the roads are closed often. Yeah, I'm always nervous to go to certain places in this van just because it's just a normal van, and obviously it's not 4x4 or anything like that, and my biggest fear is getting stuck somewhere all alone, especially if you're kind of out there in the middle of nowhere. But I do love going to places that are out in the middle of nowhere. It's just sometimes it's a little sketchy. Hardneck Farms said, howdy, first time on your live. Wendy. Hey, Wendy. I'm glad you made it to one of the live chats. So I've been on here for a little over an hour, and I am going to go wake my mom up because we have places to go and people to see. And Halo wants to hog the camera for a minute. Look at that. Look at her. Oh. This is her favorite spot. She hangs out here all the time. Okay, now she's angry. No, she gets a little too rough when she's playing with me. BB will bite me, but they're like little nibbles. Oh, jeez. She was stuck on my sleeve. But Halo gets a little crazy when she's the wild child of the bunch. But yeah, I've been on for a little over an hour, and so I'm gonna go wake my mom up, and hopefully I will have some good news to share with you guys in the near future. I may give a little bit of information away on my Patreon. I kind of already have somewhat, so if you guys are not Patreons and you want to get the behind the scenes extra scoops, feel free to head over there. I'll leave the link in the description once this video is finished processing and uploading whenever I jump off. But I will see you guys whenever I see you guys. So thanks for hanging out with me this morning and watching. I'm gonna finish the last drink of my tea and head inside. So bye. Have a good day. May the snow melt.